Why do low-key photos get muddy shadows and how to fix? Imagine trying to capture a moody scene with deep shadows, but instead, your shadows look dull and muddy. That can really ruin the dramatic effect you're after. Let's talk about why this happens and how you can fix it. Low-key photography is all about dark tones and high contrast, with most of the background near black and the subject lit selectively. When shadows turn muddy, it means they lose their richness and look flat or have unwanted color tints. This often happens because of how the light interacts with the scene and camera settings. If your shadows are not dark enough or your highlights are too subdued, the contrast gets washed out. Using automatic camera settings can also cause overexposure in shadow areas, making them appear less deep and more gray. Ambient light or reflections can introduce color casts into shadows, turning them into muddy patches instead of clean black or dark tones. Another reason is channel clipping, where the red, green, or blue color channels are unevenly lifted or clipped, making shadows look dirty or discolored. Light spilling onto the background or other objects can also reduce the separation between the subject and background, softening shadow edges and making them look less defined. To fix muddy shadows, start by controlling your lighting carefully. Use a single strong light source with modifiers like grids or snoots to direct light precisely where you want it. This prevents light from spilling onto the background. Switch your camera to manual exposure and use spot metering on the brightest part of your subject. This keeps highlights properly exposed while shadows stay deep. Adjust your shadows in post-processing by lowering the shadow and black sliders to deepen them without losing detail. Be cautious not to lift shadows too much, as this flattens the image. Correct any color casts in shadows by balancing the red, green, and blue channels. Keep your subject several feet away from the background to avoid light bouncing onto it, which can wash out shadows. Use a low ISO setting to reduce noise that can make shadows look muddy. A smaller aperture, like an f-stop of 8 or higher, increases depth of field and sharpness, helping shadows retain detail. Always check your histogram to make sure shadows are touching the left edge without clipping. This confirms you have rich, deep blacks with enough detail. By paying attention to your lighting setup, camera settings, and post-processing, you can avoid muddy shadows and create striking low-key images with rich, clean shadows and high contrast.